Something like that. Okay. We are live, I believe. Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. Purpose of this meeting is to basically move this legislative plan forward, adopt it, and move forward into next week into the session and deal with the final phases of legislative action on it. Since the last time we had a public hearing, we did make a couple of adjustments based on the testimony. I think most members are aware of that. We did build a minority single member district in District 11 in Baltimore County in the Owings Mills area in order to comply with Voting Rights Act concerns after the analysis was done to determine that such a district would be warranted. We also made some changes in Hartford County that were several Aberdeen precincts. We moved those into a district that was suggested they be in, and made some other adjustments along the line. But that's the primary thing. There were a couple other little minor changes. There was a thing at Ashburton in Baltimore City. There was a tweak or two in Anne Arundel County, and I think one or two in Prince George's, but very minor. If you look at the map, I think people will understand that it is based really on the districts that have been in existence for a long time, making the necessary changes for population, Voting Rights Act concerns, and trying to maintain and follow along what the Constitution asks us to do or requires us to do. The overall variance of this plan is, I think it's just under 8% from the smallest to the largest district, if I saw the numbers correctly. But again, as I noted previously, that is probably one of the best I've seen. Usually maximum variance would come in very, very close to 10%. So this is very good that way. That is basically, I think, in a nutshell, what we did to it. And if we need to look at it, Michelle can bring it up. If not, I'd like to move along and basically have people vote on this thing, explain your vote, and we can go forward from there.
If it's possible, could Michelle potentially pull up the map to just see the District 11 subject just to?
Certainly, yes. Michelle, anytime you want to do that.
We'll move in a little closer here. There it is. This is the sub-district here.
The red, is that correct?
Correct.
And that red is the single member and the purple is the 2 member?
Yes.
Great. And just to clarify, Mr. Chairman, the comments you were making were the changes from the draft conceptual map that was posted. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Well, I would make would it be appropriate, Mr. Chairman, to make a motion at this point?
It's certainly appropriate.
So if that's the case, before I make a motion, I'd like to thank you, Mr. Chairman, for leading us through this very intense process, the condensed timeline of delay in getting the data and having to push through with congressional and state legislative maps in a very compressed type timeline. But in that timeline, we were able to do 13 hearings. We had multiple work sessions. None of it was easy. And under your leadership, we've gotten through this as seamlessly as possible. And so I just deeply want to thank you. I also really would love to thank the Department of Legislative Services staff, particularly Michelle Davis and Jody Chilson, who have been absolutely essential to the work throughout all of this, this process. And thank you for all of the iterations and changes in the data and mapping technology, all of the things that Department of Legislative Services is just such experts in, and just thank you so much. I also want to say about the map to my fellow members that I'm incredibly proud of this map. I think it is fundamentally a fair map that keeps the overwhelming majority of Marylanders in their existing districts. Again, similar to previously, that was our goal here, but it also adjusts for the population shifts that we've seen occur throughout the state. This is absolutely critical to ensure the people who they contact that and when they need assistance. Whether it's navigating state resources or expressing concern with an issue or policy, the key is that individuals know who their representatives are. The map, as the chairman mentioned, also limits the population deviation to each district to no more than 4% above or below. I think that's one of the most compact maps that we've seen in decades. Last point that I would like to sort of just note is that certainly you can see the population trends in the map and the changes in the lines, whether it's the growth in Southern Maryland or the shared community along the York Road corridor in the city-county region. That's what we see happening in District 43. So you see the trends of what's happening across the state as these lines have moved. So with that, Mr. Chairman, I would move that we adopt the map before us.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. Let me just, before I call for the vote, we'll do a roll call. Thank you very much, Mr. President. I appreciate it. I think this was a good group to work with. I think we all pulled our weight, did our best. No map is perfect, but I think this is a very, very good map based on what I've seen over the last 4 decades. So with that, and also let me add, not only thanks to Michelle and to Jody, but also to our 2 counsel, as well as the people behind the scenes who have helped us when we were traveling, the folks from the Office of Information Systems who basically made sure we could stream everything, the help we're getting right this very moment, in fact, with the technology that lets us put this out there. So thanks to everybody. I think we've done a great job so far. And of course, now you have session to deal with. So that's the next little thing. Okay, so let me call a roll. It's been moved and seconded for favorable on this map. Mr. President?
Aye.
Madam Speaker?
Yes.
Senator Simon-Ayer?
No, but I do want to say publicly, I appreciated working with each of the members. While we may not agree on the policies, I certainly appreciated working with you, getting to know you better, and look forward to the debate on the Senate floor. I think we missed an opportunity to lead in the nation. There still is gerrymander in the map, and I just think we lost an opportunity there, but I'm going to vote no.
Okay. Majority Leader Delegate.
Yes.
Delegate Buckle.
I will vote no, Mr. Chairman, but I would also like to indicate how grateful we are for the work that Michelle and many other staffers did from DLS and other entities throughout the process. They've been wonderful to work with. I want to thank Speaker Jones and Senate President Ferguson for including Senator Simon-Ayer and I from the minority party in the process. I think that reflects good faith, and we've made an honest effort to do our best to articulate some differences of opinion about redistricting principles. I vote no largely simply because I do fundamentally and firmly believe that single member districts for the House are appropriate and that they best reflect the concept of one person, one vote and fairness and sort of reflecting some equality of representation from every community from across the state. And because our map really doesn't do that, although I do appreciate that, I think it doesn't increase the number of single member districts from what we currently have. That's what primarily drives my vote no. But I appreciate everyone's efforts and thank you for the opportunity to serve on the committee.
Thank you. And last but not least, Senator Griffith.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I vote aye. And in explaining my vote, I started this process not quite knowing what to expect. And it has been a pleasure working with the committee and all of the staff that have supported it. But I want to especially thank the community, the citizens that came out to participate in the hearings. Their voices were heard, and I vote aye.
Okay, thank you. Well, the count then is 4-2. So this plan has been adopted and I will be drafted and you have it for introduction. Again, thank you all. It's been a pleasure working with you. As I pointed out, no map is perfect, but I do think this is a good map. And we'll leave it at that. So without further objection, we are adjourned. Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you all next week.